Have you ever met someone who seemed nice at first but later turned out to be completely different? Maybe they showed their true colors when things didn't go their way, or when they thought no one was watching. It's frustrating, isn't it? But what if I told you there's a way to spot someone's true nature instantly? In today's video, we're diving into 5 powerful signs that can reveal a person's true character. These aren't just random tips. They're grounded in modern Stoicism, a philosophy that teaches us how to live wisely and navigate life's challenges with clarity and peace of mind. Why is this important? Because surrounding yourself with the right people can make all the difference in your life. The wrong people can drain your energy, waste your time, and even lead you astray. But when you know how to spot someone's true colors, you can protect yourself and make better decisions about who to trust and who to avoid. So, grab a notebook, stay tuned, and by the end of this video, you'll have the tools to see through the masks people wear and uncover their real intentions. Plus, I'll share a simple Stoic exercise you can use to sharpen your ability to read people like a pro. Let's get started. The Stoic Perspective on Judging Character. Have you ever trusted someone, only to find out later they weren't who you thought they were? Maybe it was a friend who betrayed your trust or a coworker who took credit for your work. These moments leave us feeling hurt and questioning our judgment. But here's the thing. Stoicism teaches us that people's true colors are always visible. We just need to know where to look. Let's turn to the wisdom of the Stoics. One of the greatest Stoic philosophers, Epictetus, said, "Circumstances don't make the man. They only reveal him to himself." What he meant was that people's true character isn't shaped by what happens to them. It's revealed by how they react to it. In modern terms, think of it like this. When life puts pressure on someone, how they act under that pressure tells you who they really are. If they stay calm and composed, you're looking at someone with emotional strength. But if they lash out, blame others, or crumble, you're seeing their weaknesses on full display. In today's world, where so much of our interaction happens online or in quick conversations, it can be hard to judge someone's true nature. People wear masks trying to show only their best sides. Social media adds another layer where everyone seems perfect. But Stoicism reminds us to look past the surface. The way someone behaves in small, everyday moments can give you powerful insights into their true self. These aren't grand gestures or big speeches. It's the subtle, quiet actions that reveal the most. Imagine you're at a coffee shop, and the person you're with is polite to you but rude to the barista. That small act of rudeness tells you a lot. It shows entitlement and a lack of respect for others. Stoicism teaches us to observe these moments without judgment or anger, but with clarity. So how do we start applying this Stoic mindset to see someone's true colors? There are 5 key signs that can help you uncover someone's real character. Let's dive into the first one. Sign 1. How they treat those who can't benefit them. When was the last time you saw someone interact with a waiter, a janitor, or a delivery person? Think about it for a moment. Did they smile and say thank you? Or did they act as if those people were invisible? You see, how someone treats those who can't do anything for them is a direct window into their character. It's easy to be kind and respectful to a boss, a client, or someone you want something from. But the true test of someone's nature? It's revealed when they're dealing with someone they think has nothing to offer. Let me share a quick story. A friend of mine once invited me out for coffee. Everything seemed normal until the server accidentally got his order wrong. Instead of calmly asking for a correction, he snapped. His voice got louder, his tone harsher. Everyone in the cafe turned to look. The server, probably no older than 19, looked nervous and kept apologizing. But my friend? He didn't let it go. In that moment, I didn't just see an angry guy with a coffee order. I saw arrogance, entitlement, someone who believed their status gave them the right to demean others. That one interaction told me more about his character than years of knowing him. Now let's zoom out. In the Stoic worldview, respect is a cornerstone of virtue. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." And what does that mean? It means even if someone else is unkind or makes mistakes, it doesn't give you the green light to lose your dignity. Respect costs nothing, but it reveals everything about who you are. Take a moment to reflect on the people around you. How do they treat strangers, service workers, or anyone without power? Watch closely, because their actions in those moments will tell you whether they're someone you can trust or someone you should avoid. Here's a challenge for you. The next time you're out in public, pay attention. Whether you're at a restaurant, the grocery store, or even on a busy street, observe how people interact with those who serve them. Are they polite? Do they make eye contact? Or do they dismiss others as if they don't matter? In the end, it's not just about spotting other people's flaws. It's also about holding up a mirror to yourself. Are you treating everyone with the respect they deserve? Because if we want to surround ourselves with people of good character, we need to start by being one ourselves. Sign 2. Their reaction to criticism. One of the clearest signs you can look for to see someone's true nature is how they react to criticism. It's easy to be nice when everything is going well, but when the pressure's on and they're confronted with something they've done wrong, that's when you see who someone really is. When someone gets defensive or immediately starts making excuses, that's a huge red flag. It shows they're more concerned with protecting their pride than actually learning from the situation. Instead of looking inward and asking, "How can I do better?" they'll shift the blame onto others, deflect, or get angry. This is the kind of behavior that signals insecurity, arrogance, and a lack of accountability. For instance, think about a time at work when you've seen a colleague receive constructive feedback. How did they handle it? If they started arguing or turned it into a personal attack, it's clear they were more focused on their image than on improving themselves. A person like this isn't likely to grow or evolve because they won't accept that they have room to improve. On the other hand, someone who reacts calmly and takes criticism with grace shows a different side of themselves. They'll listen, reflect, and appreciate the opportunity to grow. A Stoic would say this is the ideal response. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, believed that criticism should be used as a mirror, reflecting what's true and giving us a chance to improve. A person who doesn't get defensive is secure in themselves and welcomes feedback as a way to get better, not as a personal attack. Think about how you react when someone critiques you. Are you quick to defend yourself, or are you open to the idea that maybe, just maybe, you could improve? The people who grow and evolve the most are the ones who can accept that no one is perfect, and there's always room for growth. Take the time to observe how people respond when they're faced with criticism. Do they get angry and defensive, or do they take a moment to process and grow from it? This is a clear indication of their character and how they'll handle challenges in the future. And it's a sign you can't ignore when you're deciding who's worth your time and energy. By paying attention to how someone reacts to criticism, you can quickly see whether they're open-minded, humble, and willing to improve, or whether they're stuck in their pride and defensive at every turn. Sign 3. How they handle adversity. One of the clearest ways to see someone's true nature is by watching how they handle adversity. Life isn't always smooth sailing. There are bumps along the way, and challenges will arise. When they do, how does the person react? Are they calm and collected, or do they lash out in frustration? Take a moment to think about it. The way someone reacts under pressure says a lot about who they really are. A Stoic, for example, faces challenges with a steady mind, understanding that obstacles are part of life. They don't blame others, and they don't make excuses. Instead, they take responsibility and focus on what they can control, because that's what leads to growth. Now, contrast this with someone who gets easily upset when things don't go as planned. Maybe they raise their voice, point fingers, or even blame the world for their problems. They might be quick to play the victim, or they might get defensive and avoid owning up to their mistakes. The truth is, how someone deals with adversity reveals their emotional maturity, or lack of it. Here's a simple example. Think about a friend who, when something goes wrong, whether it's a missed deadline or a flat tire, immediately turns the situation into a crisis. They might get angry or frustrated, and suddenly everyone else around them feels the heat. On the other hand, imagine someone who remains calm, takes a deep breath, and finds a way to fix the problem without losing their cool. This person is showing you a glimpse of their true character. The Stoic way is about embracing difficulties as opportunities to grow. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, challenges aren't obstacles. They're stepping stones to greater wisdom and strength. And that's something to pay attention to when you're trying to understand someone's true nature. So, next time you find yourself in a tough situation, pay attention to how the people around you react. Do they rise to the occasion with grace, or do they crumble under pressure? How they handle adversity can tell you more about them than any conversation or first impression ever could. Sign 4. Consistency between words and actions. One of the most powerful ways to understand someone's true character is by watching if their actions align with their words. Think about it, anyone can say the right things. They can talk about how loyal, kind, or hardworking they are. But words are cheap. It's what they do that reveals who they really are. Imagine you're in a friendship, and your friend constantly promises to help you when you need them. But when the time comes, they're nowhere to be found. That's a red flag. Consistency is key. A person who speaks highly of integrity but doesn't follow through on their promises is showing you who they truly are. Their words don't match their actions, and that's a major sign that something isn't right. This also applies to the workplace. Maybe a coworker always talks about teamwork and collaboration, but when you ask them to pitch in on a group project, they suddenly vanish. Or maybe they make promises to clients or customers but never deliver on them. This is a clear sign of someone who isn't living up to their word, and it can cause major trust issues in both personal and professional relationships. As a Stoic, you learn to value integrity above all else. You look at the actions, not the promises. In fact, Marcus Aurelius himself said, "If someone is able to show me that I do not think or act correctly, I will gladly change. For I seek the truth, by which no one was ever harmed." What Marcus is getting at is that we should always act in line with our words. If we say we care about something, whether it's our friends, our work, or our values, our actions must reflect that. So next time you're unsure about someone's true intentions, pay attention to their actions, not just their words. It's easy to promise the world, but it's much harder to deliver. And the people who consistently do what they say they will do are the ones you want in your life. Take a moment to reflect on your own life. Are you consistently aligning your actions with your words? Do you expect others to do the same? If you can master this, you'll find it much easier to spot someone's true colors. Sign 5. How they treat you when they don't need you. Let's talk about how someone behaves when they don't need anything from you. This one's crucial. It's easy for people to be kind when they're getting something in return, whether it's help, attention, or favors. But how do they treat you when there's no benefit for them? When they don't need anything from you? That's when you see their true character. Think about it. You've probably had someone in your life who only reached out when they needed a favor or when they could gain something from your connection. And once they got what they wanted, they were gone, as if you never mattered. Now contrast that with someone who checks in on you, even when there's nothing in it for them. Someone who makes the effort just to see how you're doing, or to offer help, even if there's no personal gain involved. That's a sign of genuine care and respect. In Stoicism, the key is this: don't expect people to always give back what you put out, but pay attention to how they act when they don't have to give anything. A true Stoic friend or ally is someone who values the relationship for what it is, not just what they can get out of it. And this isn't just about people you're close to. It can apply to anyone you interact with in your day-to-day life. Take a moment to think about the people around you. How do they treat you when they don't need anything? Do they still show kindness and respect? Or do they only come around when they have a favor to ask? These small moments of behavior can tell you everything you need to know about someone's true intentions. And once you understand this, it becomes a lot easier to surround yourself with people who genuinely add value to your life, not just those who take from it. This is where Stoicism helps us out. It teaches us to be discerning, to see past the surface, and to understand that the most reliable people are those who consistently treat you well, regardless of what they stand to gain. So, next time you're wondering about someone's true colors, think about how they act when there's no benefit for them. It's a clear sign of who they really are. applying these signs in daily life. Now that you know the 5 signs to spot someone's true colors, let's talk about how to use them in your everyday life. It's one thing to recognize these signs, but it's another to apply them wisely. Stoicism teaches us patience and awareness. The more we practice observing the world around us, the better we can understand people without jumping to conclusions. First, start by being more mindful in your interactions. Don't rush to judge anyone based on a single moment or mistake. People are complex, and we all have our ups and downs. But pay attention to how they react over time. Are they consistent in their actions? Do they treat others with respect regardless of their status or what they stand to gain? Remember, Stoicism is about accepting things we can't control and focusing on how we respond. Next, try to step back and observe without getting emotionally involved right away. If you catch someone in a moment of anger or stress, don't assume that's who they are. Instead, take a moment to think about what triggered them. Stoics believe that we control how we react, not what happens to us. So, when someone's true character starts to show under pressure, you'll be able to see it clearly and respond with understanding, not judgment. But here's where it gets practical. In your daily life, you don't have to engage with everyone at a deep level to see their true nature. Simply observe how people act when they think you're not paying attention. Notice how they treat others when they think no one is watching. The way someone behaves when they don't need something from you is often the best indicator of their true colors. For example, let's say you have a coworker who's friendly when they need a favor but ignores you when you're not useful to them. This is a sign that their kindness might not be genuine. A Stoic doesn't judge them harshly, but they are aware of the difference between real friendship and superficial interactions. It's not about labeling people, it's about understanding where you should place your energy and trust. And as we wrap this up, remember one key Stoic practice: reflection. Take time to think about your own reactions to these signs. Are you letting your emotions cloud your judgment? Are you quick to forgive or too quick to condemn? True wisdom comes from self-awareness. The more you practice observing others, the better you'll get at understanding them and yourself. So, now you know the 5 powerful signs that can help you instantly see someone's true colors. These signs aren't just random observations, they're grounded in Stoic philosophy, which teaches us to focus on what we can control and to trust our ability to read people. Whether it's how someone treats others, handles adversity, or reacts to criticism, their actions speak louder than any words they say. Remember, seeing someone's true nature isn't about judgment. It's about protecting yourself, choosing your relationships wisely, and staying true to your own values. By being more mindful and observing the signs we talked about today, you can start making better decisions about who to trust and who to keep at a distance. Now, I want to hear from you. Out of the 5 signs, which one do you think is the most important to look for? Have you ever experienced a situation where someone's true character was revealed by one of these signs? Share your thoughts and stories in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on more Stoic wisdom. Thanks for watching, and remember, observing with clarity and understanding can change the way you see the world and the people around you.